What's up, guys? Demo the Warrior here, and this is just a quick little update. And update is about this right here, the WWE 2K14 Universe Series. I've been getting quite a lot of comments and people asking, what happened to the series? When is it coming back? What happened? Where is it? When are you doing more? All these questions, and I figured, I'll do a video answering them because I never really explained where the series went or why I stopped doing it. And the reason that I stopped doing it is it's a reason that I've never really told anyone about, and it's something that I just kind of kept, in me. But basically, it has to do with my grandma. As some of you people know, when I did that update about 8 9 months ago, my grandma passed away, and um, last year was already a rough time in my life with everything going on with my aunt when she had cancer. And I started up this series because of Tubby Emu. And if Tubby Emu watches this, thank you so much for inspiring me to do the Sim Universe series. I did it because I saw yours on WWE 13 and 2K14 and made me want to do it so bad. But so that's why I started doing it, and this series was actually kind of an escape to help me from thinking about my aunt and stuff. So most of these episodes, if not all of them, were recorded at my grandma's house. In different rooms there, out on the porch where my grandma always sat, and in my room there, and whatever else. And it's just like the reason I stopped it has to do with my grandma, because she's connected to this series in a way, because like after every episode I would do, I would talk to my grandma, and my grandma could hear me being loud and getting excited with all the stuff I was doing, and she'd be like, "Oh, you having fun in there?" Like my grandma kind of had a southern accent a little bit. And after like every episode I would go out and talk to my grandma, and she would always make some kind of joke about it, but like every time I can't mentally or emotionally like really even watch this series, because it's just so, it just makes memories flash through my head of what room I recorded this in, and oh, I was at grandma's when I recorded this, and oh, I remember talking to my grandma after this, and like just so many memories start flashing through my head, and I just can't separate it from that. And it's just makes me really sad when I even look at this series. And it's not to say the series is bad, because it's not. It's a great series and a lot of people enjoyed it. It's just mentally and emotionally for me, I just couldn't keep doing it. um, so all the way up until the last couple episodes, I don't remember which one's the last one I did before my grandma died, but like the ones I tried to do after, like episode 14, 15, 16, like the most recent ones, I wanted to try to keep the series going because I knew people enjoyed it, but it was just like really hard, because like every time I was doing an episode, I was just like, this just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel the same. And at the time I was trying to do it, I was just like, I don't like this. It just doesn't feel right. I'm so used to like talking to my grandma afterwards, or just being at my grandma's house after I did it. And it's just so hard to like even look at this series for me. Like maybe I'll think differently on it in a few years, but like that's kind of the reason I stopped doing it, was because when I was trying to keep it going, the emotions I was feeling and the memories and just the thoughts I was having was, my furnace just kicked on, but the thoughts I was having just was like too much for me. And every time I would record it, I would just be like I'm excited to do it. I love doing it, but at the same time, I'm like, fuck, it's making me think of my grandma, man. And it was just tearing me apart to try to keep doing this series, because like, and some people won't understand it, it might not make sense to them, but when you have a person in your life like I had my grandma, where I could tell my grandma anything, and my grandma was one of the few fucking people in this world that knew about my YouTube thing and knew why I was doing it and knew that I loved it so much and knew that I had so much fun doing it. And every time I was at my grandma's house recording something, my grandma knew what I was doing, and she would always make some kind of joke afterwards, not being mean or anything. My grandma would always, she'd always be like, oh, you talking to the camera again? Like, but she would always smile and laugh about it. Like, my grandma was like like a perfect person, and like just to have that throughout the whole series, and then just to not have it anymore, and to try to keep doing the series was just really hard for me. And it just made me not like it, and it just made me really uncomfortable to try to keep doing it. And like even the fucking thumbnails of the videos, like you'll see episode 1 through 9 has thumbnails and the other ones don't. That's because um, when I made those thumbnails, I was at the hospital visiting my grandma, and I was sitting next to my grandma in this little recliner chair next to her hospital bed, and I was visiting her, and I was making the thumbnails. I was trying to grind on this YouTube thing, and my grandma knew what I was doing. She would like ask me about it. She was, "Oh, you making? What are you doing? Working on your YouTube thing or whatever?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm trying to make some thumbnails for the videos." And like my grandma understood why I do this, man, and that's something that not like few people really understand. I guess Brandon understands, Tony understands. My grandma was like the only other person that really understood, and that saw why I love to do this channel so much. And my grandma was one of the only people that supported me, especially my family, that supported me. And my grandpa doesn't really think too highly of my YouTube thing, because he was raised in a different time. But my grandma always supported me, man. Like no matter what I was doing, like my grandma just always told me like, I don't care what it is that you're doing, like I want you to be successful in it. And, I had so many talks with my grandma about it, and that's what made me feel like I could tell my grandma anything, man. And it just became such an integral part of the series, just me being there when I was recording these episodes, and just talking to my grandma afterwards, and just thinking of, after I recorded this episode, I went into this room and my grandma was there, and just think it just makes me, this entire series, when I look at it, just makes me think of my grandma. And I'm still at a point right now where I still can't mentally get past that, because I think I'm fully not over her being gone yet. I'm not anywhere close to what I was, man. Oh, I was so just torn apart and destroyed. I'm not anywhere near that, but it's still a thing that makes me sad, tears me up inside. And every time I even watch one of these videos or even look at them for too long, it really just makes me sad. And it's just like, man, like when I was recording these, I was such a more happy person, and I felt like these videos, this series helped me out a lot during that time. And, my grandma helped me out a lot during that time. And just like this series just makes me think of her, man. And it just made me so sad. Like, still to this day, like looking at this right now, it's just filling me with sadness inside. Like, I want to continue the series because you guys want it, but I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not saying it'll never come back, but that's mainly the reason why I've kind of stopped doing it. And it's a reason some people might not understand, or some people might not get it, but that's kind of the reason why I haven't continued it, or why I kind of just abruptly stopped doing it out of nowhere. But I hope you guys understand why I stopped doing it. Um, I'm sorry for just stopping it out of nowhere. because I know a lot of people love this series. I got so many comments asking about it, and I just felt bad for just stopping it, but I just kind of had to. And it's just too much, man. It really is. But, I just wanted to give you guys an update on it because a lot of people have asked about it. And, I just kind of felt bad that I never said anything about the series. And if I've ever been asked about it on a stream, I'll just be like, oh, yeah, it might come back one day, but I don't know. I'm just trying to cover up because I really didn't want to say the reason why I wasn't doing it because I didn't know if people would really understand it or not. But yeah, that's the update on the 2K14 series, the Sim Universe series. I really do want to do it again, but it's just still like really hard to. So I don't know when I'll bring it back. But I wanted to give an update on it, and I wanted to apologize for the fact that it's pretty much done. But I might bring it back one day. I still have the whole universe on 2K14, but we'll see what happens. But, I just wanted to let people know because a lot of people are asking about it, and I figured I would explain what was going on. But I hope you guys understand that a little bit. I'm still hyped to do all this universe on 2K and all that. All the stuff we're banging out on the channel right now. I'm super hyped to do it. Super hyped to interact with all you guys. And it's just anything that has anything to do with my grandma or that would make me think of my grandma or had anything to do with my grandma at all is still like really kind of touchy for me still. So that's kind of the reason why the series is like gone for now. But I hope you guys understand. I hope you guys aren't, too upset or disappointed. But yeah, there's a little update on that. Video went a little bit longer than I expected, but hey. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video, and maybe one day this series will come back, but for right now, it's on a hiatus until further notice, I guess. But I really hope you guys understand. Uh, and I feel like you guys will understand, you know. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.